Yeah, can I just get a large Americano black hot, please?
Large hot Americano, just black. Anything else, sir?
Nope, that'll be it.
Okay, pull up.
Thank you. What's up, guys? Just grabbing our coffee here. About to embark on this cold hike. Looking forward to it, though. Gotta have a little bit of a challenge in the winter time. Haven't been out backpacking in like a month, so had to get back out. Thank you. Alright, y'all, we are on the way, and I got my coffee here, the Americano, Dunkin', what I always get, and got the Roni boy next to me, shotgun rider today, and we're heading to Harpers Ferry right now. We are going to park our follow car at the Appalachian Trail Conservancy, which is in Harpers Ferry, and the Appalachian Trail goes right through the town. It's super neat. If you haven't done that section, I highly recommend it. And then we're going to drop our other car at Boonesboro Mountain Road, which is like right about, I guess, 20-30 miles up the road, and that's when we're going to drop and start hiking. So I'll get y'all some good driving shots, and then we should be at Harpers Ferry. We both just arrived at the visitor center, and now we are going to drive to Boonesboro Mountain Road, and that's going to be our drop point. We just got to switch the bags over both to my car, and we'll be ready to go. right, so we're here at the parking area where we're gonna drop off at and start hiking. This is my buddy Morgan. Say hi.
What's up, guys?
And obviously we got Ronnie Balone here. We're gonna get suited up and start hiking. All right, so we're into our trip now. It was like 28 degrees when we arrived, so we were pretty freezing when we got out of the car, I should say. But now that we've been moving a bit, got our body heat up. The only thing that was killing me up until a couple minutes ago was my hands were freezing, but got the gloves on, and now that I'm burning some calories and creating some heat, I'm doing okay. We're heading up to the Washington Marina Monument. Me and Lewis did this a little bit on our last trip, and this is Morgan and I's worst incline today. But after this, it's pretty smooth sailing. So we're in a pine forest right now, and if you ever go through a pine forest, obviously it's wintertime right now, but even in the summer, there's not too many plants in the underbrush. And the reason for that is that the fallen pine needles actually make it super acidic in the soil. And part of that is purposeful to keep other things from growing and stealing the light from the pine tree. If y'all are enjoying this video, I'd really appreciate it if you took a moment right now to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Help me out a lot and get into a broader audience, and I'll be having a lot more content like this. And as the warmer months come, there'll be more and more wildlife. So when I go on big roads like this where there's a lot of cars and I don't feel like putting the leash on road, we just sling them up like the old suitcase style. So here's a bunch of dormant Christmas ferns, and they're called that because they don't lose their green color in the winter. All they do is wilt down like that. All right. Morgan's got this like expedition watch that says we've gone like 5 miles, but it's like bird's eye view, so we're just taking a look at the map to see like how far we've like actually been. So we already passed. Did we already pass? No, not 40 yet, right?
What?
Did we pass 40? No.
Where are we stopping today?
At Rocky Run. It's on this side. Reno Monument Road.
Turner's Gap.
Yeah, I think.
What was the last
Oh
one?
wait, I think that was what we just passed when we filmed me carrying him, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So
Go back.
because the Dahlgren campground is what we just like walked past.
Yeah. Washington Monument. Yeah, it had to have been because we went down that hill to get to it.
Yeah,
So where did we start again?
we started at the I-70 footbridge
Yeah.
because we just went across it.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that's
5.
pretty accurate, dude, because that's like basically 5.
Yeah.
So we got one more road,
We got Reno Monument Road and
and then we're a mile
slight
away.
uphill, yeah.
Yeah, and then tomorrow morning.
So we just came uphill, right?
Yeah,
So we might be there.
nearing that mini peak. Yeah. Word. Big fan of pondering where I am. There's not really any point because we know we just have to go that way. Just keep walking until we get to the campground, but I just like to take time to look, give us an excuse to sit down for a minute. We really haven't taken that many breaks today though, because I guess we're pretty fit right now. We've had other trips where we were like
Yeah.
probably like what, 10 breaks in by now?
Every 20 minutes.
Yeah.
The beginning was a little tough coming uphill, but
Yeah.
flattened out mostly.
Yeah, the hardest point today I'd say was that the monument, like getting up to the top. But other it really wasn't that bad. So
Yeah, we'll get to camp, make some coffee, get some lunch.
no doubt. Let's keep going. Oh, dude, that's awesome. The Nespresso? Yeah, I just got these like off-brand pods on Amazon, and they're actually like just as good as the ones that come with it, but they're like a third of the price, if not better. That's the newer, bigger Rocky Run shelter. We're setting up hammocks though tonight. Ron's checking it out. Got a good fire pit. So I've upgraded from the old Eno fly that I had to the house fly, and it like folds in from both sides on the ends, and this is just rolled up right now. This will close over as well, but it's pretty sweet. I'm hoping that it blocks the wind tonight. And then on the inside, I have a different hammock that I'm using. This blue part here, which is called the Eno Jungle Nest. And it has a built-in bug net that I obviously don't need tonight because it's freezing, but inside I have the Marmot Trestles 15 and the Marmot Trestles 30 on the inside of that, plus a like 60-degree liner bag. So I'm gonna be warm tonight for sure. I'm not taking any chances. And then on the outside of my hammock, I have the Eno Ember, which is a underquilt that'll also keep me even more warm. And on top of that, probably have Roan in the sleeping bag with me because I don't want him to be too cold. So yeah, not worried about the cold. I think it's supposed to get down to the low mid 20s, so should be fun. All right, so here I got the Jetboil Java press or whatever it's called, and it's got like the lid built in is a French press piece, so that'll like go on top. So I'm gonna boil some water, then throw in some coffee, and then let it steep, and then press it down, and then I think we'll have some pretty good coffee. We used to use the GSI coffee press, which is really good. No complaints there. It's just that this is like one system, so you don't have to bring an extra coffee press just built into your pot. So I use the Jetboil for all-purpose cooking and then also coffee. So another thing it's supposed to do is this will light up red like when it's boiling. My buddy Jake has one, so I've already seen it happen, but pretty cold. Enjoying this ranch tuna flavored tortilla that I just roasted the tortilla on the fire. Got pretty perfect, honestly. A little crispy, dang. But might have some oatmeal. I think we're probably gonna head into the hammocks pretty early because we just don't want to be out during the cold. Dinner time for Rony boy. Well, as you can see, sun's almost at the ridgeline here, so it's really only, what time is it? Yeah, 4:30. It's January, so it makes sense, but we're probably gonna head in the sleeping bags in not too long just to stay warm. And I'm gonna throw Roan in there with me tonight because I think it's a little cold to have him on the ground tonight, so. We're up and moving, which is good, because that means we're gonna start making some heat, because it is cold right now. I believe it's 19 degrees, so pretty cold. And we're in the mountains, so it's probably actually a little bit colder than it said on the weather app for the nearest town. But we're hiking up the probably the hardest incline of the day, first thing, and that way we'll be done with it, and then I'll meet up with y'all once we get to the top. We are heading downhill. We're over the top section of that first incline. There's like a section that goes really steep for about a half mile, and then it gets pretty easy uphill. And now we're down, and we're about to get to a overlook. I'll probably have another snack there just to keep warm and keep the energy going. But I showed this one in my last backpacking video with Lewis, and we had some protein bars there, or Cliff Bars, I think. And it's like the first time that I was able to ever see that overlook, because every other time, as much as I've actually been on this exact trip, it's been foggy and never got to actually see the view. So now it's clear day again, and it's probably going to be the second time ever that I get to see this overlook. But I've done this trip like probably 12 times now, so it's crazy how the weather can just change a lot of different elements about a trip. All right, so we're having a little coffee here. This overlook. It's a lot warmer than it was this morning. That was one of the rougher mornings I've ever had on the trail. Would you say so as well?
Yeah, it's probably down to what, 18 degrees?
Yeah.
It's probably warmed up to 25,
Yeah.
30 maybe.
Yeah, we're in the sun too, so it's nice. But it was one of those colds where like everything that you try to do is just like a mini challenge in its own. Like, oh, I gotta tie my shoes. Are you kidding me? So, yeah, it was rough. We're enjoying this coffee.
We made it here to Crampton Gap Shelter. We're about a half mile downhill to Gaffin State Park. We're gonna get some lunch there. We've probably been about 5 miles so far. We have one more incline right after Gaffin State Park, and then it's a pretty easy day the rest of the way there. Then we'll be at Ed Garvey Shelter.
Let's do it. His water's frozen. Ah, success.
Out a little bit.
We're going there tomorrow, so that means it's less than 6 miles where we're going. What about Paul traffic? Roni breaking the law. I cannot tell you the amount of times that I pass someone on the trail. They think they're so clever and they're like, oh, your dog's carrying his own gear, huh? You're making him work for it. My dog's lazy. After about like 30 times or so, stop wanting to hear it.
We go, hello. How are you doing?
Get
Good.
the dogs to carry everything.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh wow, look at him carrying all this stuff.
Yep.
Hey buddy, you're carrying your own weight.
So, see this big like lane? And then it goes back this way. This is for a fiber optic cable. So that means that like to have TV, we have to cut big lanes into the forest like this. Yeah, I know, Ron. It is kind of upsetting, isn't it? What's cool about this section right before you get to Harpers Ferry from the north is you get this like awesome view of the valley to the right. But if it's summertime, you don't really get to see it, so it's cool that there's no leaves on the trees, so we get that view. And then to the left, there's always this like big view of this ridge here, just like a big pile of rocks for a long time too.
After the first uphill, and then that last one right after lunch was pretty much flat the whole way, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah. All right, so we arrived at the shelter for tonight. I don't know if we quite exactly explained it, but we passed the shelter in between this one and Rocky Run where we stayed last night. So there's the sign for our shelter tonight. We're staying at Ed Garvey. We've stayed here before. It's got the blue blaze, and that shows you that it's a side trail off of the AT, and in this case, it is for the shelter. So we're gonna follow this up. I got my instant mashed potatoes here. They smell fire, and they're really warm, so I'm hyped to dig in. Morgan's starting the fire.
Yeah, I brought some fire starters, just cotton balls rolled in Vaseline. They work pretty good.
Yeah, we used one yesterday. It was sick.
Built a little lean-to. Got some tinder here. I'm just gonna light it and then drop that tinder on top and hope it goes up.
Rony boy, what's good? He's a little chilly, so we got his sleeping bag over here by the fire. That way he can stay warm until bed. And don't worry, he's definitely gonna be in the sleeping bag with me, even though he decided to roll around and poop earlier. That's what you like to do, isn't it, buddy? Yeah. You're still a good boy. Alright, y'all want the fire combo here. Take a tortilla, toast it over the fire like that, and then throw in the ranch and the hot buffalo style tuna together. And you got like a buffalo ranch.
Tostada.
Yeah, it's fire. And you will thank me. Well, last night was significantly warmer than the night before. It was like 18 degrees. Hello, Ronnie boy. Hello. What you doing?
It doesn't, Daddy.
And then Last night it was like closer to 30 degrees, so way better. Both sound probably pretty cold to y'all, but 30 is way better than 18, so I wasn't cold at all last night. So we're walking down this section and it's not like super steep or anything, but it's covered in rocks and it snowed last night and now it's starting to melt like the slightest bit and it's making them as slippy as can be. And we're not looking forward to the steep section down that we're about to get on our way to Weaverton Cliffs, because normally that's easy, but when you're at risk of falling and landing on a rock, you gotta be really careful. All that snow. It was like just enough to make this horrible. For those of you that don't know, this is what's known as a switchback. It's when you zigzag up or down the mountain when it's really steep section, because going straight up this would be impossible. And if you want to be good to the environment. You don't cut the switchback and go up the middle because it'll cause erosion. So you want to take the full switchback. All right, we just got past the first awful set of switchbacks. Usually they're like pretty easy to get down, but considering it's so slippery this morning, it's making it a lot harder. I think I got a few scenes of me and Morgan almost biting it there. So we're gonna keep going almost to the flat section. And when I say flat, I mean literally water level because it follows the river. And then we'll be into Harpers Ferry where we drop the car. So this little piece of frozen water here is an ecosystem known as a ephemeral or vernal pool. And basically that just means that it holds water temporarily. And the water will dry up by mid to late summer. And that allows a good place for a lot of species of mole salamanders and frogs to lay their eggs. Since there's no fish in the water, they don't have any predators that are eating their babies. Eastern painted turtle under the ice, possibly not alive, but dope. Yeah, so that turtle that we just saw, actually probably alive, because they'll go into this like state where they basically are almost dead. Their heart's like barely beating, super slow, just to keep them alive through the winter. So they'll just go under the ice and stay there. I believe that it's considered brumation for turtles, but I'm not entirely sure. I'll put whatever it actually is on the screen if it's not brumation, but 99% sure that's what it's called. It's not a hibernation like for other animals. Well, we made it to the town of Harpers Ferry, where the trail just goes right through. They put the blazes on street poles and stuff. Well, that's basically a wrap. We made it back to the truck, and we're gonna head back to my Subaru and then be on our way home. Thanks for watching.